In Australia, 44% of all homeless people are women. Every month, these women have to make the choice between eating and buying sanitary items. Sanitary items should be a right, not a privilege.
So Share Their Dignity is pretty new. It started in 2015, around July, when our founder, Rochelle Courtney, read an article on a blog about the fact that a lot of homeless women didn't have access to sanitary items. I was inspired to start donating to Share Their Dignity because I heard about the issue that homeless women were unable to afford their own pads and tampons and were using all of these crazy substitutes like newspaper or like the paper towel from like service station bathrooms. And it occurred to me that this was something so simple that I could do to give back to people I had to walk past on the street holding a cardboard sign saying, "Help me." I think we have so much kind of cultural stigma around helping people on the streets and so much confusion about the best way to do it. And this seemed like a really affordable, direct way that I could buy something that I knew would significantly contribute to someone in that situation.
I started a petition against the taxing of sanitary products under the GST. It now has over 86,000 signees and over 11,000 submissions to your Better Tax Review. Mr. Hockey, do you think that sanitary products are an essential health good for half the population?
So last year I was the women's officer at the University of Sydney, which meant that I had a pretty fantastic job, which was literally just to find issues that I cared about and to run campaigns with other activists who were interested in them. And so early at the beginning of last year, Joe Hockey had his federal tax review, which was when he was basically just like accepting submissions for tax reform. So just anything that Australians wanted to submit about. And so I was kind of trying to think about like what kind of thing I'd want to do a submission on, and something that I'd seen in the media in the past was the tampon tax.
Do I think that sanitary products are essential? I think so.
So should the GST be taken off?
Well, it probably should, yes. The answer's yes.
What I never thought would happen was when I went to Q&A to ask a question, I had thought of all of the different ways that I was going to respond to what Joe Hockey could possibly say, but I just didn't think about my response for if he just said yes. Worst thing about taxes like the GST is that they're a form of regressive taxation. So obviously the lowest the socioeconomic bracket that you're a part of, the more that they eat into your income. And I think like you can also, with that, analyze the shame element. It's the fact that like, I mean, it's uncomfortable enough. I definitely experience just when you go into the supermarket and you're only buying tampons, and you're like, oh my God, like the cash register person is like, just definitely gonna know that I have my period at the moment. But then if you have to add to that, like the fact that you're sleeping rough, like all of the discomfort that would come with that as well, I think is something I've thought about.
Yeah, my first response when I heard about the tampon tax was definitely just surprise, I guess, because it seems to me, I've had my period since I was 12. It's just always been a part of my life. It's never felt like a luxury. The vending machines for Share Their Dignity are an idea that we've been kicking around in our heads for a long while, trying to work out how we can make it work. It's based on the idea that maybe we shouldn't wait for the government to make pads and tampons untaxed, or the way New York has, make them free for women because they're a necessity. Maybe we could take it into our own hands. And so what we've been able to do after months and months of planning and talking to all different people like manufacturers and providers of sanitary items and places where we could put them is we've gotten funding for now 2 automatic vending machines that are going to dispense a little pack of pads and tampons to whoever needs them. once every 10 minutes. It's in the Bag is, I think, my favorite share the dignity idea. What it is you get a pre-loved handbag that you're not going to use again from your wardrobe, and we've all got one. And then you take yourself to your local pharmacy and you buy all the different toiletries that you use every day that a woman who doesn't have any money to spare wouldn't be able to have. We then collect up all of the handbags and distribute them on Christmas Day to women's refuges, asylum seeker centres, all kinds of places where there are lots of women in need. What we see when we give out these pads or handbags full of sanitary items to homeless women is so much gratitude, because what we're giving them isn't just the packet of pads or tampons there in their hands. It's a sign that someone out there is thinking about them, is trying to understand what they're going through, and is trying to contribute and help.